I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Klawf. At the 2006 Sony Entertainment Conference, at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in Los Angeles, the game Genji 2 was demonstrated. The juxtaposition between the promise of
being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan.
And the appearance of a
So here's this giant enemy crab.
Was widely mocked on the internet, as was the suggestion that
And you attack its weak point for massive damage.
was a new gameplay innovation. These quotes quickly became enduring memes, even being referenced by Pokemon dialogue when a grunt in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl threatens to do massive damage to the professor's assistant. When the marketing for Scarlet and Violet introduced a new kind of giant enemy boss fight, and first revealed it with a new kind of large crab, well, I wasn't the first person to make this connection, and I won't be the last. Klawf is a rock-type Pokemon which looks like a bulky, squat crab, with bristly hairs growing at its joints. Most crab Pokemon so far have been water-type, but Klawf is clearly based on one of the many species of land crabs. The coconut crab, which also inspired Crabrawler, is the largest land invertebrate in the world, and Klawf is also a large monster, even when not expanded to Titan size by munching on Herba Mystica. For many players, myself included, Klawf is the first Titan encountered, and awards the fairly minor new ability for a Miraidon or Koraidon to dash. Still, it's a sturdy and unique Pokemon, worth capturing when encountered. I made good use of a Klawf, particularly its Anger Shell ability, which boosted its already high attack when it was under half health, turning the tide of many an encounter. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, Klawf hangs upside down from cliffs, waiting for prey. But Klawf can't remain in this position for long, because its blood rushes to its head. The Titan Klawf is first sighted, clinging to the side of a cliff face, from which it drops down to attack. I'm now realizing how odd it is that this isn't the encounter which gives the player the ability to scale such cliff faces, though I guess that's inevitable in terms of game balance and power curve. Pokemon Violet tells us, this Pokemon lives on sheer cliffs. It sidesteps opponents' attacks, then lunges for their weak spots with its claws. Is that another little sneaky reference to the Genji 2 memes, which was 16 years old at the time of Scarlet and Violet's release? I guess the translators are just like me, millennials who can't let ancient memes die. The name, Klawf, combines cliff and claw, this being a clawed creature which lives on a cliff. The Japanese name is Gakekane, combining the Japanese word for cliff with the name for the horsehair crab, a clear visual inspiration of the Pokemon. I like Klawf. Despite having a fear of spiders when I was younger, for the most part this didn't extend to crabs. They're cool and armoured and they make funny little movements. Expand one to monster size, in film, video game or fantasy novel, and you got a recipe for success in my book. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhays. Funding is provided by lovely listeners. If you'd like to help keep the lights on, or give your thanks, head over to patreon.com/podcastio-podcastius. There you can find links to the other shows my pals and I create. Or for just $1 a month, listen to episodes as soon as we're done editing. I love hearing from you guys. A 5-star rating or review on your podcast app of choice, or even better, telling a friend about the show, is always much appreciated. Our next monsters are Capsakid and Relor. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about those or any other Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Catch more Pokemon content at twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN, Friday nights from 9 PM UK time. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much for listening. I love Klawf, and remember, I love you too.